right, good morning everybody. It is Monday, January 19th, 2026. Temperature is 10 degrees this morning, much colder than what it was supposed to get. But if you look behind me, my wish for keeping a brown winter landscape did not happen. As I told you on Friday, it looked like the forecasts were changing and that we were going to get some snow. Well, yeah, we sure did. We got 5 inches between two little snow events. We had a snow event Saturday morning that gave us 4 inches, and we had one yesterday morning, Sunday morning, that gave us 2 inches. So actually we had gotten 6 inches, but it kind of settled down and melted a little bit Saturday afternoon when the sun came out. So we got about between 4 and 5 inches on the ground. So yeah, I knew right away when I saw those trucks out spraying brine on the roads that the forecast had changed and the idea of no snow was out the window, but didn't expect to get this much. The weekend was spent shoveling snow and grocery shopping. That was all the weekend adventures I had this weekend. So, but anyway, we're fixing to get going soon, and we'll talk to you in the truck, let you know what we're doing today. Well, it's 9 a.m. and we are fixing to leave for our first load, and we're gonna spin coming out of here because I still gotta stop almost and make sure no traffic's coming and just take her nice and easy. I don't want to really get her spinning and then have it bite hard on whatever exposed pavement there is, which isn't much, as you can see. I can't say that PennDOT did a crappy job. It's just so cold out that any salt that they would put down isn't going to work because it's only 7 degrees right now down here. But yeah, look at this road. It is not in that great a shape. It's not horrible. Where the tires hit the pavement, it is down to what appears to be bare blacktop, but it could have a little layer of ice on it, so we're not going to fly going out of here. I don't care if anybody wants to tailgate me. We are not going to do the speed limit going out of here because it just doesn't look that great. But like I told you, we got snow over the weekend, and a lot more than what was ever expected. I told you in the last video, last Wednesday, and even in the Thursday morning, they weren't really talking much about snow over the weekend, and then the forecast kept changing, and the trucks came out and started spraying brine on the road, and everything changed. And like I said, we got half a foot of snow. Allentown got more than we did. They got 5 inches out of the first one and 4 out of the second one, so 9 inches total down there. Might have settled some, but as far as new snow, 9 inches. So everything turned into a winter wonderland if you like snow. For me, it's a hellscape, but we won't get too negative today. Let's try to deal with it as it is. But yeah, it's not going to be a fun day today. I don't even know what to say. But what we've got today, as of this point, is 2 over to the Allentown Airport out of the Red Barn, and then 2 over to Reading. So that is a long day under good conditions. Going to be an even longer day under these conditions, and since we are in a shared truck situation, we may not get all 4 of them. We may get 1 Allentown and 2 Readings, or 2 Allentowns and 1 Reading. I don't know yet, because everything is going to slow down. I mean, I'm going 15 miles an hour under the speed limit on this road. Probably roll the speed limit on 309 100. Those are more they're in better shape than this one is, but still, everything's gonna be slowed down. Cold weather, frozen caps and valves and stiff hoses and everything else gonna slow us down. So we shall see. And then if we gotta wait on anybody at the wells, then that adds another factor into the equation. So in all reality, I wish I was going up to the Tamaqua well today and going down to Fogelsville, but that's not what we got. So well, this road is pretty much as I figured it would be. Snow covered. It's plowed down, but it's solidly snow covered. And seeing as how it's kind of pretty overcast, I don't think we're going to get much sun melt today. It's only supposed to go up to about 28. And if the sun don't come out, not much of this is going to melt. And we do have another problem that's going to present itself a little later on. It's supposed to get windy. It's supposed to get up to 30-mile-an-hour winds. So we're going to start getting into some snow drifting going on. Right now the winds are calm, but it's supposed to get windy as the day progresses. So don't know how that's going to add into the equation, because there's a lot more snow than the last time we were out when we had the drifting situation. So this is going to be fun in here. I don't know if I'm going to need to lock them in or if I can get away with running normal, but oy vey. Try this new one today. I think the hose is going to be easier to hook up, hopefully, and hopefully easier to get out of. You sit down in the hole in the other one just a little bit, and it's going to be icy. It's going to be icy. Now, where's the tire tracks I got to get? Oh, man. It's going to be a fun day. All right, well, you can see how messy everything gets when it's this cold and after a snow. Look at the ice buildup on that tray underneath the inlet valve, and it's just, winter is a mess on this job. It's a great job, but in the winter time it is not. But we are loading up, and I decided to use the new station. The hose is a lot easier to hook up on this one than it is on the other one, because you back up about a foot away from the bumper wall and you just kind of slide the hose right into place and hook it up. The other one you got to bull around a little more because you got to be further away from the wall, and then you're slipping on the ice and everything else. So this side's a little bit better. I don't know when I disconnect it where the water is going to drain to, because you don't want to make the place so icy that the next guy falls on his backside, but so we'll see about that. This is, like I said, the first time I'm really using this new loading station, so we will see. But so far there's no wind whatsoever. Like I said, that's supposed to change, and it's supposed to get windy later on, but right now it isn't too bad, considering it's probably not even 10 degrees out. It's not horrible. As long as there's no wind, cold is tolerable, but add wind in the cold and then it becomes intolerable. But anyway, we're loading here, and this, like I said, these first two are going over to Allentown if they'll take them. I don't know how full they're going to be, but that's what's on the agenda to start the day. So we'll let you know how it all plays out. All right, so we're loaded. Coming out down here to 309, we'll show you how 309 is in much better shape than 895. Dummy me left the camera on the whole time I was unloading, because I was concentrating on backing in there and never shut it down. So I now know that it takes 20 minutes from start to stop to load the tank, but it's a half hour. It's a straight up half hour to go in and out of there. So, but anyway, we had an easy out here. There was nothing coming. We're spinning a little bit, and just enough slush on the road that we spun just a little bit. But now we got traction. This is just wet. I think PennDOT right now is concentrating on majors and hills. So the mountain's in good shape, but you saw what 895 was coming out of the shop. So side roads, not good. And I don't know, as far as windshield footage, I don't know how much I'm going to be able to give you, because these roads are crappy and the window's going to get dirty, and we'll do the best we can for you today. All right, we're on the double deuce. Get ready to get off your airport road, and as I told you, today's going to be a challenge to try and keep this windshield clean for you guys. We're going to see what we can do here with the washer fluid. Get her cleaned up a little bit. trying to be conservative with it where I can, but it's just going to be a mess. It's just going to be a mess. You just have to put up with some streaky, smeary, salty windows today, I guess. It's just part of how winter is, and I'll try to keep it as clean as I can for you when I want to do a segment, but it's going to be difficult. But yeah, we're getting off here at Airport Road. More traffic than I thought. It's MLK Junior Day, and I kind of thought with it being a federal holiday that traffic would be a little bit lighter, but it really isn't. It's just as heavy as any other day. I mean, for the time that it is, I didn't sit in any traffic coming across the freeway, but it was moving, but it was heavy. So, you know, I guess if we get this light red up here, then maybe I can get these windows cleaned off a little better for you. And if I don't get behind anybody in the industrial park, then they'll stay clean at least till I come back out empty, and they're gonna get crapped up again. Like I said, we're gonna get this light red and try, now that we're stopped, we might be able to give them a better cleaning. When you're going down the road, they don't squirt quite as high up the window, so let's see if that helped. But anyway, we'll talk to you when we get close to the plant and see what it looks like in there. It ought to be fun. Now, the roads here in the industrial park are not too bad. They're just wet for the most part. A little bit of slush there on the yellow line. A little warmer down here, and as you can see, the sun's out, so that may be helping. Up on the other side of the blue, it was overcast and it was much colder. Looks like our parking lot here, where we're going to go in, at least, has been heavily salted. Don't know what it's going to be like behind the building where we unload, but right here is not too bad. It's kind of half and half here. Half slush, half ice. But it's getting a little bit of sun. Once we turn this corner here, it's not going to be getting much sun at all because of this tree line. And you can see already that it is fairly snow covered right here. We have to find out how full they are, because we got another guy that's going to be bringing 2 down here later, and he wants to know if he should or not. I don't know how they're running. Our other driver said they were getting close to full, so we will see. But we're here now. Just get parked in the right spot. Let's see, I might want to push it back just a little bit. Now I might be up too far, but it might be good there. All right, well, we'll try it. All right, well, we're hooked up and we're unloading. The tech came out and got his sample, and all's good, and we're unloading. And this wasn't as icy as I thought it would be, at least not yet, but today's kind of mild yet. Now, tomorrow morning's supposed to be down to 5 or lower, and then not much higher than between like 10 and 15, so tomorrow going to be a bigger problem with ice than I think today is going to be. But here comes the wind. The wind is starting to pick up now. Now that's going to be helpful. It's going to start drying the roads out, but then it's also going to start drifting this powdery snow in certain places. But we're unloading, and we're not going to freeze. We're going to go back and sit in the truck and talk to you somewhere on the way back up. Now we're back on the double deuce heading westbound to get that second load, and like I told you before, you know, it's MLK Junior Day. The traffic is very heavy. I would have expected people to be off work, especially the government workers, but it's a very heavy traffic day today for some reason. we are rolling about 40 miles an hour through here, so I don't know if it's the fact that people are off, maybe they're doing shopping or what, but it's almost 11 o'clock and the traffic is pretty tight, so I don't know, but it was not quite what I expected today, so. But anyway, here you can see the windshield's already starting to get dirty, so we probably won't talk to you until we get up and turn onto the well road or somewhere where I can get it cleaned up before I turn the camera on. All right, almost back. Now I see a big truck getting ready to come up. Oh, there's a car there too. I didn't see because, of course, no headlights. Almost would have turned in front of him because I spotted that big truck down there in the hole, but that little minivan there had no headlights on. Gray day, gray road, gray van, no headlights. And normally I don't have to sit here and wait like this to make this turn, but today we are going to. Come on, come on, come on. Just barely made it because there was one come up over that knoll again. It looks like they're warming up a little bit, and a little bit of traffic starting to chew up the snow on this road, so a little bit better than it was the first time we came up here, but I don't know if anybody's gonna be at the well. We'll find out when we get there, but I figured I'd show you this. I'm trying to get this window clean and I just couldn't do it, so. All right, so we're back here loading up the second one. Nobody was here. So it shouldn't take us too long. It took us 2 hours and 45 minutes to turn. We got here at 9:15 to load the first one. We got back here at noon for the second one. So, but then after this, then we go over to the well in the woods. So that's gonna be a solid 3 at least from this point in time right now till we go over, deliver, and then get back up here and get over there to load. So it's gonna be a long day if we can get all 4 of them, but I am not 100% sure. We're gonna certainly try, though there are moments where I'm not feeling that good. I don't know if there's something starting to stir around in my body, like a flu or some kind of bug or something, but I got moments where I feel fairly decent, and I got moments where all of a sudden I kind of feel run down and then I come back out of it. So I don't exactly know what's going on, if it's just the cold, weather, or if something's trying to percolate inside of me. I know this is flu season, so who knows, we'll see. Hopefully not, but anyway, we're gonna go inside the warm building and wait this out and then come out here, button her up, and head on down to Allentown for the load number 2. Alright, so load number 2 is in the tank. We are climbing the blue, and if only these roads could dry out, I could have a cleaner windshield for you guys. I tried cleaning it off coming out of the well. There's still some salt smears on it, but every time a car passes me, it throws up a little bit of salt spray, and then it gets dirtier and dirtier and dirtier, and then when I try to clean it again, then we just get the salt smear. But I'm trying, but we're climbing up the blue. That wind has not really picked up yet. Still see the snow in the trees. If the wind would have really got cranking, it would have blew all the snow out of these trees, but there's still some snow in the trees, so the wind hasn't gotten going yet. And without that wind and without some sun, we are really not going to do much in the way of drying these roads out. A little bit here, looks like it's starting to dry where the left tires run, but by and large the roads are still wet to a point, moist to wet, depending on where you are, because now as we come around this bend, it gets a little bit wetter. But then all it takes is a car to drive through that, and then they spray up the windshield, and there goes the visibility, especially with the camera. But anyway, only those 3 cars passed me. Nobody else has come up behind me yet, so we should be able to roll down the other side fairly well. Get down there at a decent time and get it unloaded. Like I said, I'm not feeling the greatest. Something seems like it's going on, but we're gonna try and get these 4 loads if we can. The caveat to that is getting back in time for our night shift partner. So we will see how things go the rest of the day. All right, well, we got some open blue skies down here on 100 heading toward Vogelsville, going past Cressley's Pony Farm here. I don't know if that's post-frontal passage or what. Seems like the winds are picking up just a little bit. I've seen some wisps of snow starting to blow out of these open fields. So maybe once the front passes and the really cold air starts coming in, we're going to get some blue skies and some sunshine. I don't know, but I thought today was going to be a mostly cloudy day, but yeah, the sky opened up here and clouds kind of parted, at least down here. I mean, maybe up north going to stay cloudy, but down here, the sun came out for a little bit. So, we shall see. Now, I've got to watch this light. Right now, it's snow on the trees. It's back to almost being like summertime where you can't see it till you get down here around the bend. We really need to have one of them lights, signs up here that tell you when the light is red and when it's not. What color is it? Can't tell yet. Nope, it's green. Okay. Now it just turned red because that one vehicle is there. No, two vehicles. Well, they turned it red on me. All right, so we're down here unloading the second one. And we're about halfway done with it. It took a little while for the guy to come to the door to get the paperwork. He's busy. He's a quality control guy, so he's busy doing whatever he's doing. Has to make time to come out and check us in. So it took him a little while. So we're about halfway done, probably. And so we'll be done in about 15 minutes, and then we'll roll on up to the well in the woods to get that first of two going over to Reading. Kind of wish we were only going to Vogelsville with the next two. But we got to deliver what the customers need, and I guess the need is over in Reading right now. We got guys going to Vogelsville, but I'm going to be going over to Reading. So in short order, we'll be rolling on out of here, heading up there to get that third load. All right, so we're rolling out the Industrial Park Road empty. Gonna swoop around the end of the northwest to southeast runway here of the Lehigh Valley International Airport. Got airport road traffic over there to our right. We got the end of the runway there to our left. Once again, no planes coming in or going out. Well, they would be coming in. I think in northwest wind, they would be coming in from the southeast because they have to land into the wind. So they would come over this road if the timing was right, but the timing isn't right. So, and somebody just splattered up the window. Do I want to try and clean it or do I want to wait? Well, if I have to stop here and wait for this traffic, I'll try to clean it again before it gets too dirty. Oh, no, we got the green light. Now we can go. All right, that timing was pretty good. Somebody up there creating a blizzard must have just picked up a trailer that hadn't been run since it snowed. Know that scenario. We've done that a few times ourselves. Blowing powder off the roof is one thing. I know people don't like it. Because it creates a visibility issue, but at least it's powder. It's not like after a freezing rain sleet event that you have a sheet of solid ice up there that as it breaks apart and it comes off the truck in sheets that can actually go through somebody's windshield. That's bad, but just blowing some powdery snow off the roof of the truck is not a super big deal. Like I said, we've done it ourselves a few times, but now, like I said, the wind is starting to pick up. I think I, once again, kind of underestimated the frontal passage. That's what's ushering in the true Arctic air, is a secondary frontal passage after the two low pressures that brought the snow. And once that Arctic front comes through, then the winds ramp up and then we take a nosedive in temperatures. it looks like the wind is starting to pick up. Like I said, I was seeing wisps of snow blowing up around out of the fields when I was coming down here, and now more so I'm starting to see snow blowing off some of the roofs of these warehouses. So I do believe the wind is going to start picking up a little bit. So we'll see what we get. But 1:48 p.m. hitting 22 here, and I can't even estimate the time it's going to take me to get to probably about 3 o'clock. 2:45, 3 o'clock is when we're going to get to the well in the woods, I think. Just judging by the fact that it's going to almost be 3 hours from load time to load time. So. All right, well, we made it here to the well in the woods, 2:35, so I underestimated timing by 10 minutes. I thought we'd get here at 2:45, we got here at 2:35, so not too bad. Traffic kind of got a little bit lighter on 22, it wasn't quite so bad. So we made good time getting here. We're all checked in, we're loading, so we'll see how we do. We'll see how we do going over there. We'll see how full the silos are. Hopefully I can put this in silo 1, and oh boy, here we got a little bit of snow going on behind us. It's not actually snowing, it's just blowing out of the trees, but hopefully we can put this in silo 1, because that is the easier hose to work with when it's cold out like this. So but anyway, now we're getting wet because this snow blowing out of the trees, so we'll talk to you and we're out down there in some time while we're unloading. All right, out the snowy lane we go. We got in here just in time because it was about 10 minutes after I got here. The 2 o'clock driver got here, so we loaded ahead of him, and we are on our way. Otherwise, we would have had to wait for him, and he didn't have to wait for me all that long. He only had to wait about maybe 5 minutes. I don't know what this dude is. I've seen him parked up here before. I don't know why he backs in here and parks here. Maybe he's waiting for a school bus. I don't know. Maybe this is a bus stop, because he'll back in after I leave. It might be a school bus stop. He's probably waiting for his kid. But anyway, we are heading on out, Reading bound, and that's where this guy's going too, so hopefully I can get down there and get unloaded and get out of his way. I don't like holding people up. I mean, it is what it is, it's part of the job, but I don't like holding people up. So hopefully I get most of the lights green going down there. I can make good time, get in there, get unloaded, get out before he even gets there, or like shortly before he gets there. So we will see. But anyway, making our way out, and we'll talk to you down there. Oh, here comes now there's gonna be 2 trucks at the well. Here comes another one. So I really did get here just in time. Alright, we'll talk to you down there. Well, those 2 meters tell the tale. I'm not coming back with the 4th one. 65 is when they cut off, and there's 2 trucks behind me, as you saw. One was loading and one was going in. And both silos are over 60,000 now, and I am not even done unloading yet. I still see flow in my hose. So either they're not running water or they're running it very slow, and if I come down here with my last one, I'm going to probably end up sitting here, maybe behind another truck waiting to unload, and I will not get back in time for my night shift partner. So with both silos nearly full, I am not coming back. All right, so just as I was unhooking the hose, the other guy that was at the well when I was there loading and finishing up had pulled in, and he is probably not going to get that entire load off of his trailer before it shuts down. It's going to hit the safety, and shut down before he even empties out, because that's how these silos are designed. There's a safety so that you can't overflow them or blow them up. They will shut the pump down when they get to a certain point, percentage of full. Usually, I think it's a 70,000 gallon silo, so at maybe 5,000 gallons, it may pause. Maybe 2,000. Maybe he gets his whole load off without it pausing, but there's a chance he might not. And if that happens, then he's got to sit down there and wait till enough comes down that he can finish unloading, and then the next guy's coming in behind him, and then he'll probably have to wait or not get his entire load empty before it would shut down, and I would get down there, and at some point it would probably shut down on me, and then I'd have to wait, and that would put us in a situation. Because I've got a shared truck. I'm at the end of my shift. Those two guys are at the beginning of their shifts, and then there may be another one coming down that starts at 5 o'clock, and he's at the beginning of his shift. So you got 3 guys at the beginning of their shifts that if they were to have to sit, it's not as big of a deal as me at the end of my shift sitting and then messing up my night shift driver. So we're not going to take it down. We're going to go back up, top off the fuel, top off the DEF for her, and there's a chance that our Mac is back. I don't know if we're going to be allowed. It may be back, but unless the mechanics tell me I can swap and put the Mac back under this trailer, I'm going to leave it sit. She can use this truck tonight yet, and then I'll talk to him tomorrow morning, and we can swap into the Mac tomorrow morning. I don't ever take it upon myself, because sometimes when they come back from the shop, the mechanics want to go over them a little bit, and if they don't leave a note telling me that it's good to go, then I'm not going to take it, because that's how problems start. Until somebody tells me that I can take that truck, I'm not going to. So we'll see when we get back, but like I said, I don't want to have to sit down there and wait and make her wait, and I don't want to screw those guys up later. They're obviously not using much water, because when I started, the meter was at 54, and when I emptied out, the meter was at 60. So they weren't drawing any water off if that meter totaled up my entire trailer. If they're using a lot of water, they may draw off 3,000 while we're unloading, and that wasn't the case this time. They didn't really draw anything off while I was unloading, so there's something going on inside. They're either not running or they're running very slow, which will put me in a situation later on if I try to run that 4th load down there. So homeward bound we are. I took a picture of it in case they question me. I can show them where it was at, and that's that. So anyway, we're heading back up. The sky looks kind of cool right now, the clouds and then the sun hitting the snow, and you see the snowmobile tracks. The guys get a chance to play with their snowmobiles because we had about 6-7 inches of snow. So all these open fields, you can see all the snowmobile tracks in them. But anyway, maybe we talk to you one more time on the way up if something looks pretty cool, but if not, we will talk to you back at the shop. All right, about 3 miles back, it was just absolutely gorgeous. The color of the sky, the sun lighting up the snow, orange, and it was just absolutely gorgeous. But if I don't use the camera for a while, my microphones unpair, and I have to put a different microphone on my pendant, or it just won't record. There'll be video but no audio, so I had to switch out the microphones real quick and put a fresh microphone on my necklace, and in that time I lost the sun. The sky's still kind of pretty, but lost that sunlight on the snow. It made the snow look golden orange, man. It was just really cool looking there for a moment, and I turned the camera on to try to capture it and didn't get it. But anyway, maybe there'll be another opportunity for something like that. But yeah, just the way the sun was lighting up the clouds and lighting up the snow, it was just a beautiful look. But we're just about to the fuel stop. We're gonna fuel it up and then take it to the yard, DEF it up. I gotta not say that. That sounds terrible. Put DEF in the tank and then park it, or swap it out for the Mac. If the mechanics are still there, I'll see if we can use the Mac. If they're not, then we'll just wait till tomorrow morning to take care of it. So anyway, we'll talk to you back at the yard quick. Alright, so we're at the Jeep and we're getting ready to go home. Another driver pulled in right when I pulled in, so I was kind of BSing with him a little bit before we left. So we're done for the day. We're heading home. Looks like it would have been a beautiful sunset going on back there behind me, but I wasn't taking a chance on going down there and sitting and getting back super late and messing up our night shift driver's schedule. So anyway, we're done for today, and we'll talk to you in the next one.